Welcome to the LEC 2023 Winter Season Group Stage, live from Berlin, Germany. Today we will decide the first two teams who secure the ticket to the best of 5 playoff stage, starting off with the first series between regular season winter team Team Vitality and reigning champion Koi. I'm Laure, joined by Ender and special guest Reckless. Reckless, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We're really hyped to have you on the show, and Ender, well, thanks for coming back.
I came back this year, right?
Yeah, we came back this year as well. Really happy to have you as well on the desk today. Lots of interesting series and exciting ones. The first one will be the first place decider, a really important match between Vitality and Koi, followed up by Mad Lions and G2. The winner will advance to the playoffs and play a best of 5 against each other. Loser, of course, will still have a chance and a second life next week.
And the important thing, we'll keep reminding you every day there are games, but in this whole bracket, you lose 2 best of series and you're out. Doesn't matter if it's BO3 or BO5 combined, you cannot lose 2 series, or that's the end of the line for you. So for Heretics, SK, Astralis, BDS, they're on their last life moving into next week.
Reckless, actually, it's the first time in a long time that we have a new format in the LEC. Any take on this change so far and the fact that we have something new?
So far, I think it's been really exciting, both to play and to watch. Every game matters. Even now, the best of 3 stage has been really refreshing, I think. So a really happy change, to be honest. I think it's been just great for the league, great for everyone watching.
Yeah, and I hope the viewers at home have been enjoying as much as we have. And for the first game today, the second game, sorry, that we're going to have today, if we can set the stage for this one, G2, Mad Lions, you know that it's going to be a bloodbath, and you know that it's going to be a crazy series. I don't know what happens. Every time these two teams play,
especially in best ofs, it always delivers between these two teams. I mean, I think Yike versus Elyoya is a matchup everyone has to be excited about and just getting prepared for, because this is going to be chaotic, this is going to be bloody, bot lane's going to go crazy too.
Reckless, what is it with these two teams having crazy games all the time?
I think they have a lot of players that all want to impact the game and make a lot of aggressive plays. Especially in G2's bot lane, I think you can see that they are not really buying into the whole scaling and doing nothing
they want to fight
style. They just want to fight from the get-go, and I think someone like Hylissang and Carsey will fight back. So the action just starts from the individual play already, and then you add on top of that both teams trying to snowball quickly and games fast. You've seen G2 win a lot of games quickly. I think, gonna be a lot of fighting in those games.
It's gonna be really exciting, but it's gonna be the second series we have today. First one is Koi versus Vitality, regular season champs versus former LEC champion from last year. Vitality has been the most dominating team in the regular season. What had made them special, Reckless, would you say, playstyle-wise?
I think definitely Bo and Photon have stood out to me. Even Perks has had a really good split, I think, but definitely Bo Photon have made a difference, I think, in their roles. There's a lot of good junglers now in the league, and a few better top laners maybe, but even then, Photon, I think, has been at the top of all of that, has had a lot of good games on a lot of different champions. Maybe the first one to bring out the Gwen, he had a really good Gragas game now in the last series as well, so to me, especially today as well, with him going up against Shigenda, that could be a role where they have a huge advantage, actually, and something that could decide today's game.
I think he's such a scary top laner, not just because his laning prowess, that's the word, is like at the top of the league, but also he always finds angles in team fights. Like there's been so many times he's just literally been on 5% HP and seen an option to turn around and jump back into the fight, find a kill, get his, as it were. So there's always a chance for those team fights to swing, and from the top lane position, being able to impact the 5v5 so much is huge.
And I think it's going to be really interesting, especially coming into the matchup against Koi, who is so far in the group stage the most stable team we've seen, but I don't know what to make of the series we saw against SK.
Yeah, you know, the SK one was a little bit odd because I think SK came in, didn't have the best week. This first game, of course, a little bit of an issue in the itemization with Marcoon after falling behind early, wasn't able to get into his AP items quickly enough to compensate for the rest of the comp. But the way Koi were able to play around mid and set Larson up looked very, very good for them. And they also just, it seemed like they were able to turn around some of these games when they got a little bit tough in the cycle.
Yeah, they also got a lot of value from the Sylas pick, I think, in this series. When Koi prioritizes Sejuani and they end up playing against the Maokai and the Amumu, I feel like the Sylas just has so much value, and it didn't really seem like SK understood that in those games. So maybe today Vitality has a better idea on what to do on draft, but definitely look out for the Silas, I think, if you're playing these big ultimates in the jungle.
Definitely. And taking a bit of a step back, you were with us in Malmö, of course, for the finals last year. How much different is former Rogue compared to what Koi is this year, even though there's just been one player change in the top lane?
Not that different, actually,
Yeah.
I think. For me, I would say that something that stood out last year with Koi was how they played range supports, and everyone else was just playing melee support, so they had this different vibe to the team. And they're always playing through bot lane when other teams were not. But now it's like, it's bot lane meta. Everyone's playing range supports anyway. So that specific thing to the team is not there anymore. And almost all junglers are also skipping camps and trying to make impacts on the map. So Malrang's style doesn't really stand out either. So I don't think they've actually changed too much. I just think the game is more played like Koi plays it. So they are just not a special team anymore.
I also think a lot of new bot lanes, ADs and supports came to the league. There were new pairings like the Karzi-Hylissang duo that just sort of took off and looked really strong. So this is not a super top-heavy league anymore, I think, when it comes to like bot lane 2v2s like it was last year with Fnatic and with Koi. Now there's a lot of competition for the #1 spot.
I'm interested about bot lane, but I'm especially interested in the matchup in the jungle here, Bo versus Malrang, because to me it was maybe one of the most anticipated jungle matchup coming into this year with Malrang and what he did last year, and Bo being the solo queue genius that we knew he was.
Yeah, it was like the madman ganking every single lane all the time with Malrang, and then Bo with the Olaf, the madness coming in over from the LPL. And I think that so far what we've seen from these players has delivered, right? There have been ups and downs for both of these two junglers, but the games where they pop off, they have looked just on another plane of existence.
Who do you think is going to have the upper hand here in the jungle matchup, Reckless?
So I actually like the way Bo plays a little bit more, I think, especially now with... So the bot lane is a lot about the first waves and the junglers trying to impact the lane. And most junglers go for 3 camps into bot. This is normally what Malrang does. But Bo is one of the few junglers, maybe the only one actually, that does 1 camp into bot. He did it against me. I think he had one very recently as well, where he did red into bot. So when the matchup bot is usually range supports, is about getting wave control. I feel like Bo's way is just more efficient and more scary to play against than Malrang's is, because Malrang does what normally junglers do. The only difference is he stays on the map for way longer than other junglers, so people kind of stop respecting him. But I think if you like just keep in mind that he's going to do 3 camps into your lane, then yeah, there's a way to go against that. But Bo is scary because of the 1 camp, I think.
I think it's going to be a really crucial matchup here coming into today's series. And as a reminder, the winner of this split will take the 2nd spot we have available at MSI, and the League of Legends Mid-Season Invitational is coming this year in London, where the LEC will send 2 teams to represent EMEA. From May 2nd to May 21st, 13 teams from around the world will take to the global stage for the very first time this year at Copper Box Arena, a key venue for esports located in Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. And tickets will officially go on sale on February 23rd. You can visit axs.com/lolmsi 2023 to learn more, and follow at LOL Esports with the hashtag MSI 2023 for more details to come. Winter and Spring Split champion will represent LEC at MSI, of course. Any quick take on who might represent Europe as the 2nd seed here? Who do you see as a winner?
As the winner already?
It's rather early.
You know what? I'll go wild, Mad Lions.
Mad Lions? Reckless, what do you say?
I actually had a hunch Mad Lions might win today as well. I was thinking that before when we were doing the prep, but yeah, maybe G2 or Mad, yeah.
All right, maybe we'll have some more answers about this after today's series. But here in the LEC, we're kicking off the day with Vitality versus Koi. And last week, we were able to get an exclusive look into the gaming house and team synergy on the new Team Vitality roster. Let's check it out.
I think when you look at the players around Bo and Perks, the expectations are high. Photon, Neon, Kaiser. What they could do is take over the LEC, but they have to deliver.
I can't play. You will keep diving. GG. Oh. You see. Oh.
Things have changed, yeah. We have all new players and new coaching staff. More easygoing personalities to work with. The atmosphere is just better than last year.
For me, the atmosphere is really good within the team because everyone puts in the effort to perform and be the best team that we can be.
Okay, play for sir.
How do you feel about the environment compared to the past?
I think in match, I think the first 2 years were great. I think the last year, there was a lot more beef, I would say, inside the team. I really like it here because, I mean, it's like a fresh start, kind of, right?
It's no secret that our top side is not very fluent in English. It was never been the case in Europe before that you have a Chinese and a Korean player who are both not fluent in English, who have to learn the language first.
I'm happy with them. They're practicing 1v1 right now as we speak, actually. It's pretty close.
What's been so good about working with Bo, Petter?
The good thing is about Bo, right, is that he has zero ego.
Bo has a lot of respect for us as coaches and his peers. That's what makes him the player he is.
I want to go, don't follow me, next time, I think he can't kill me, so I go next time.
Photon is really a funny guy, for sure. He's really enjoyable to work with. He's a really nice guy.
What I do? Just eating ice cream?
Photon goes out of his way to learn memes, and he will come with new memes that he learned the day before.
Okay, give me. I will solo below and seriously, I can play.
Today?
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah, after this year, you have 50 games of Vi.
We don't feel satisfied with being first, because at the end of the day, if we go to the best of threes and we're not good, being first in regular season didn't mean anything. What matters is when the playoffs come, we're ready.
We want to be tested, so the best of threes, best of fives. That's the stage where it comes down to actually proving it.
3, 2, 1, win!
Honestly, always great getting these insights into the team environment and Vitality looking like a quite funny team. But now, on the other side of that matchup, we have the reigning LEC champions going up against Koi here, and wanted to have a closer look at Malrang specifically with their game they had against SK Gaming last Saturday. Because I gotta tell you, having Malrang on your team, it's broken, honestly. And as we take a look at the clip coming through here, we're in the situation where Reckless said it earlier, bot lane right now very much decided on the first few waves and how the jungler interfere with that much. So let's give you context to the bot lane that we're currently looking at. We're looking at a Caitlyn Lux into the Lucian Nami. This is a lane where the Caitlyn and Lux, they want to take control of this lane. But Malrang, he's gone for the red buff, he's gone for the blue buff, he's gone for the Grump, and then he's wrapped around the Dragon Pit to come in early before the SK bot lane crashes the wave on 3, have it bounce back, and gets help for the enemy jungler. So already now, Malrang is getting a lead for his bot lane. That's great. First bot giving over, point to Malrang. But what's going to keep on happening here with Malrang is that he's going to stay out on the map. And he's going to do his thing where a lot of people just say it's just gank, 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 gank all the time. What I think Malrang is really doing is that he's conditioning the bot lane. Let's have a look what's currently happening. Marcoon, he's recalling. He's going for that reset. Malrang, on the other hand, he's going back to bot lane. And what he's going to do is that he's not actually going to be able to do much. He's just going to show himself, keep the SK bot lane in a state where they have to realize that Malrang's going to be around bot lane. And as you can already see on the minimap right now, this causes Marcoon once again to move all the way down to the bot side. And as we go again, he kind of just plays ring around the Rosie. Marcoon still on the bot side, farming his own camps. Boom. Malrang gets the jungle once again. He gets the dragon. That's an objective point going over to you here. Here comes the really interesting thing, though. Because as we take a look at the minimap, you're going to see the fact that there's currently a ward in here, which means SK won't have any vision. They have no vision about it here either. Marcoon will have camps spawning on top side, and Malrang is currently farming his top side camps as well. So as we roll out the clip, you're going to see the vision toggle in a bit. You're going to see that SK bot lane currently have a push in. Now, normally as the Lux and Caitlyn in this situation, you just want to be able to push out. You want to be able to take plates, you want to be able to force out the Lux and the Nami. But because that right now, the SK's bot lane is so conditioned in their head that they think Malrang has to be around here. He's been around bot side the entire game. They've called over Marcoon, who despite having his blue buff up right now, has to go bot lane to help them crash the wave, because it's so pivotal when you pick the Lux together with the Caitlyn. So as you can see, as the clip rolls out, Malrang is actually just casually full clearing his top side right now. He's giving over blue buff, which gives Last an advantage as well. And he's going to take the Grump right now, which gives him level 6. So why was it so broken having Malrang? Well, he gave you first blood. He took the Drake, he got your bot lane in an even matchup when they shouldn't have been, and he's now actually a level up on Marcoon despite being the one having the wacky jungle pathing. He's forcing the hand of the enemy jungler because they have to be aware of what Malrang is. And we're going to have a big look at the jungle matchup within this series because it will be Malrang versus Bo. So I'm going to send it over to Dagda and Oshin for the first game to take it away.